It's been a long time waiting, but here is the update to the Smart Money Concepts indicator. So let's get straight to it. Hey traders, my name is David and welcome to my channel where I go through trading strategies that I find on YouTube and on the web, and then I use code to debunk the bad ones and find the good ones. Today we're going to be looking at the update of the Smart Money Concepts trading strategy indicator that I built for TradingView. Been working on this one for about a year now, and I've brought loads of great new features to it. First of all, I'd like to apologise for my voice. I've got a bit of a cold coming on here, but I'm going to do my best to push through and do a video about Smart Money Concepts and make it as quick as possible so that I don't have to annoy you with my croaky voice. So I guess the best thing is, as always, to get over to my computer, have a look at the Smart Money Concepts indicator and all of the power behind the Smart Money Concepts. But before we go, if you do enjoy the video and you want to give me a bit of support for my croaky voice, if you don't mind giving it a good old thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I do videos every Monday and every Friday, new bit of strategies, loads of new strategies and some really interesting things coming in the near future. So let's go over to my computer. Okay, first of all, I have been building this indicator for around a year now. As you can see, it started it in 2022. Yeah, been building it for quite a while, trying to build and improve on it. As you can see, I've made loads of new iterations of this indicator, trying to make it as good as possible, but they did get a bit messy. So I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. Going to go over to TradingView here. Okay, so here is the new version of the indicator, and I do totally realize that it looks a total mess as well. But I have added loads of great functions so that we can remove all of the noise and bring it to the strategy that you want to actually trade. So here we are on the Smart Money Concepts by David Tech. Let me start by removing all of the noise, and I'll go through all of the strategies and explain what smart money is from the beginning. So first of all, giving credit where credit is due, as always, this is the indicator, this is the channel, I apologize, that come up with the idea of smart money. Is the Inner Circle Trader. The guy who goes through absolutely everything. Is a free course that you can do inside of YouTube. There's absolutely jam-packed full of wonderful information about trading and trading these smart money concepts. So I'm going to go through the basics today and how you can use the indicator to be able to spot the actual entries. And let's go over, first of all, over to this PDF here, which was made by somebody inside my community. So first thing that is important in smart money concepts is market structure. Market structure, we'll be able to find out whether we're in a bullish overflow or a bearish overflow. We are creating higher lows and higher highs. These higher lows are pushing and breaking our weak highs, as you can see here. So technically speaking, these highs are weak highs that the lows are pushing through and breaking the previous high. This is creating a BOS, a break of structure. The very first break of structure is called a market structural break or a market structural shift, depending on where you're coming from. Lots of different ways of explaining this are on the internet, and each and every YouTuber has their own way of explaining this. This is the way I've understood it, so this is the way I have written the indicator itself. So break of structures when pushing and breaking a previous high means that we're in a bullish order flow. When we're in a bearish order flow, as you can see, we're creating lower highs. So these highs are considered strong, and we are pushing down and breaking our previous lows, creating lower lows. So as you can see from here, we are, as I said, lows pushing down. These are considered strong highs. Strong because market structure can't push through and break them. As you can see, obviously markets don't look like this. But this is the idea. These are protected lows. They're protected by people that are the big institutions. If you're in crypto, it could be technically the whales. So the idea behind it all is that the bigger players in the game are protecting their investments by investing as the market comes down and pushes down, or the other way around, they're selling as market goes up. As bigger investors can't put all their position in at once because it would move the market too quickly and destroy their position, they actually put money in at smaller increments as market moves ups and down and creates this market structure as you saw on the screen a second ago. So that explains where the market structure. Inside this market structure, we are creating things called order blocks, and that is where we can see where the institutions are actually putting their money in, creating larger candles in the down or an upward movement. Let's get back to the screen and I'll explain that too. So as you can see in the David Tech Smart Money Concepts indicator, we have the BOSs and the market structural breaks. We have colored the candles so it's easier on the eye to be able to find out in which direction we potentially are moving. Now, a lot of these concepts, there's way too much for me to go through in one single video here today on YouTube, but I do thank a member of our community who has pushed me to build this indicator as much as possible. His name's Scopes, and I'd like to thank him a lot for all that I have learned from him about the smart money concept. He does a lot of teaching inside of our Discord, giving us loads of amazing information that you'll be able to find inside Discord on David Tech. He also does weekly live streams where he goes through the whole of the money concepts and how to get the best out of your risk to reward. Okay, I'll continue explaining the indicator, but I do suggest you go and check out Scope on Discord. Okay, order blocks. Order blocks is a bit of an obscure concept that's part of the smart money concepts itself. It's these blocks here inside my indicator that allows us to see where smart money, where the institutions or the whales are adding their money. Now, to identify a order block, what we're doing is we are looking for supply and demand. A bit like support and resistance, we're looking for a down movement, and when price comes and taps and creates the last red candle in a down movement, we're going to mark that candle as an order block. There's lots of different ways of marking these candles. This is one of them. Inside the indicator, there's absolutely tons of different ways of marking it. It could be the wick. Depends on which smart money concepts you're actually trying to trade. But as you can see in this one here, you can see that price comes in, taps and comes back down, creating a absolutely fantastic entries using smart money order blocks. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into the smart money order blocks concepts because it's part of the indicator, and I'm going to be doing lots of courses with Scopes in the near future inside the Discord on explaining every single last part of this indicator. Inside these order blocks, we also have the volume, so you can see whether they're bullish or bearish as you're getting up there, or whether a trend is getting to its end, or it could be potentially getting ready to reverse on us. Now, I also have another personal favorite, which is the fair value box. If you go here, you'll be able to see the fair value gaps. Now, fair value gaps are another concept inside of the smart money world, which I quite like trading with the ABC patterns myself. The fair value gaps are large candles like this green candle here, which has come up as red because I've got it over. Let me turn off the coloring of candles here so we can see a little bit better. So when we're in an up movement, we are looking at two candles where the two wicks do not meet and the middle candle between the two creating an imbalance. This imbalance is caused by money moving up too fast or too slow, and somebody, I think his name was Meta Captain on YouTube, explained this to its YouTube channel. I do suggest you can see that channel as well. Lots of suggestions today. But yes, that if you're pushing money up too fast, it's like if you're going to go and buy some eggs at the supermarket, and if it goes up way too fast, people don't have enough time to buy it, and price comes generally back down to revisit these fair value gaps to correct price before either removing in the same direction or reversing completely. Meaning that there is too much supply or too much demand. So like I said, I'm going to go briefly over all of the options inside this indicator. I will do videos and shorts about every last part of the indicator, explaining them in full detail and how they work all together. Another favorite of mine is the golden pocket, which is created by Fibonacci pullbacks. As you can see there inside the indicator here, each and every move up or down is noted by a golden pocket here, and the golden pocket, like I said, is a Fibonacci pull, and price often retraces when in an up movement to the 0.5 on the 618, just like here. I've pulled that slightly too far up, and if we go here like that, that should be perfect. There we go. So as you can see, there's a golden pocket there. Price often comes down and bounces off of the golden pocket. The golden pocket makes great sense for targets if you're targeting looking for a level to take profits. They also look for great reversal zones if you can find a little bit more confluence in another indicator, or maybe an order block or some fair value gaps. Moving on here, we have liquidity levels. Now you can have liquidity levels and also the order blocks on two different time frames. I'm going to keep it on the current time frame for the moment myself. itself. This is going to put some lines up the top here and at the bottom. It's going to be these green and red lines here. Now, often there's going to be a lot more than this. I'm currently on a 8-minute time frame, so there's not that many at the moment. And what it will happen is it will leave you with some green lines and some red lines here. And when price it hasn't tapped or broken a previous high, that means that there is technically liquidity above or below that price. Either it's stop losses or unfilled orders, and it could be where potentially price could go back up. And if you believe in things like manipulation in the crypto world, of whale manipulation and things like that, looking for wick hunting and things like that, this is where potentially price could come back up and wick people out and then push back down in the previous direction. Makes great sense for targets like the golden pocket here, or can also make sense for an entry if you're looking for a reversal. I'm going to keep going because I've got to whiz through all of these wonderful things here. I've also added a couple of things that you don't see in the world of smart money as much, but I've added things like divergences to this indicator. The reason being is they add a great confluence for trading strategies. I believe it allows you to see when the markets are either pushing and overextending and the momentum is no longer there, so it's creating a divergence in things like an RSI. Now I've created my own divergence indicator here. What it does is it takes the RSI, the MACD and a couple of other indicators, mixes them all together and works out if there is a divergence in that area. Now you might not be able to see on YouTube here, but there actually is a red arrow just here telling us that there is a divergence in those three indicators. It also takes 3 candles before the actual divergence, 3 to 5 candles before, to see whether there is a divergence in there as well, making an average of those 3 candles and an average of the RSI and the other indicators. The reason for that is these pivot highs and pivot lows, for me, are a little bit too specific, as they're just pivot highs. They're not part of the full run. When you calculate the actual 5 candles behind, it actually gives us a little bit more information about whether the actual run upwards or the run downwards is starting to lose momentum over a certain number of candles. And then I just work out the divergence on those 3 or 4 indicators and the candles behind. Gives you good reference and a bit more confluence. As you can see, that would have been an absolute perfect entry to get into there as it reverses back down, and there's absolutely tons of them here. We have a divergence which is a bullish divergence, not quite as good, but it would be able to get you maybe an entry. We have another divergence here, and there's plenty of them all over the place. Another one just here, another humongous one up the top here. These two here are absolutely magnificent. Look at these ones here. This one here. I'm sure that this indicator is worth it just for the divergence indicator that I built there. Okay, so we have divergences added so that we get a little bit more confluence. There's even more confluence in things like candle patterns. Let me scroll down here. There's so much to look through. It's absolutely incredible, but like I said, I will be doing lots of shorts and things like that. I've added the VWAP. We'll look at that in a minute as well. Got some candle patterns, a slope indicator. I'll go through all of these as well. Afterwards, we have the fair value gap cloud, which I won't go through today, but we'll look at as well. Some key levels and some kill zones and sessions and things like that. Let's try and find these candles, and then I'll be back to you in a second. Okay, before I jump over to the actual candle patterns, which work extremely well with the actual market patterns. Now, when we're looking at market patterns, I have set up a couple of patterns here that are our favorites inside of our Discord group. It's the ABC patterns, the W reversal, and the Quasimodo pattern. Now, if we go over to this image over here, I'll give you an example of what that looks like. An ABC pattern is this one here. It comes down from a high, creating a lower low, pushes up to create confusion maybe in the market, looking for a ring, comes down, liquidates all of those stop losses, pushes back up higher, creating a pump off here. Now this pattern here shows us a Quasimodo as well. The Quasimodo is very much like a head and shoulders pattern, just like this. And then we have our W, which is very much the same sort of pattern as we're creating a W here. We're actually looking for just this part here, looking for a W pattern like this one here. Now I've coded all of these into the actual indicator, as you can see here. They actually make brilliant entries as far as I'm concerned. And as you may know, if you've been following me for a while, the ABC patterns, the W patterns have been the only entries that I've been taking manually for quite some time now. I actually don't manually trade much anymore. I now bot trade, but any manual trades that I actually do take are on these ABC patterns and W patterns. Okay, so as you can see, we have them marked up inside of the actual indicator now. You can see them, the bullish in green here. And ABC obviously is coming. ABC pattern is this here. Let me find it here like this. This is our ABC. So if you couldn't see it on YouTube now, you can. We also have our divergence, as you can see here. So it's actually giving us a double confirmation here as well. Now, if I'm lucky, I'm going to go over to the candles and ask it to show us the candle pattern as well. Candles on swings here, and we also have the Maru candles, the Marubusu candles as well. I've added both of them. We're going to let that load, and you'll probably see that in some of these reversals we have a decent candle pattern that helps us to confirm our reversals. As you can see on this reversal here, we've detected an ABC with a divergence as well. Just here is our divergence. Just here, if you can't see the ABC on YouTube, is this there, creating this ABC which is marked. We also have a inverse hammer giving us our entry. We also have some Marubusu candles here as well. So our entry would have been an absolutely fantastic entry for here. We have our entry looking like this, just like this here, as we break over the A, giving us enough time to put in our orders, our conditional orders, aiming for a local high, which could potentially be this one here, giving us a 3.63 to 1 and only a 0.71 stop loss. So it's another great entry with the ABCs, and also gives us a little bit more extra confidence using the candle patterns and also the divergences. Right, okay, so that's one of the patterns. Now you can also add the W patterns. They're a bit more noisy because there's a lot more of them, because obviously they pop up a lot more. So if I add the W patterns as well, it's going to add the W patterns plus the ABC patterns here. Then we have the purple ones here, which are bearish. If price goes below this big dotted line here, I hope you can see that on YouTube. You can see there's a dotted line just here. If price comes down into below this level here, there is an actual arrow here as well in white, where we can see if price comes down and breaks below. As you can see, it didn't. This would have been a perfect short to continue the trend. If I go back over here, we can see that we have had a W pattern just before an ABC, before liquidating. We often find that this might be a W pattern here as well, but it's covered up by the ABC. But this would have been a good W pattern to get into if you either missed the ABC or you're looking for a more confirmed entry. They often work extremely well together, creating what we call the Quasimodo pattern. I haven't finished coding the Quasimodo pattern. It is a mix of the ABC and the W pattern. I will finish coding that before I release this video to everybody. And like I said, I'll do videos about every single part of this trading indicator. The green candles here are the Marubusu candles, I think they're called. That's not something that I trade personally myself, but it's one of Scope's favorite parts, I believe. Like I said, if you want a bit more information about that, hit up, go to Discord. You'll be able to find lots of information about that. I've also added other candle patterns, which are the vector candles. There's lots of big traders that use vector candles looking for volume in candles. This will change the colors of all of our candles, giving us some green and red candles, and you'll be able to see where high volume candles are, helping us to look for more confirmed reversals. We could have got an entry here if we're looking for a W pattern just here, or an ABC pattern just here, another W pattern there. Could have got an entry just here as we got the market break on this candle here, setting our stop loss just here, using these green candles as confirmation for high volume bullish candles. as it's the first in the row, and we're looking for a high win just here. Would have been a good entry. Now, talking about entries, stop losses and things like that, I've added a couple of indicators like the fan tail. I've also added another one, which is the VWAP. The VWAP I like a lot for trading manually. I did use it quite a lot when I was trading manually. If you go over to here, you can add the VWAP just here. It's the anchored VWAP, so it means that you can choose where you place the anchor on your chart, meaning that it's slightly less lagging as we can move it around and see what more current prices are. Let me try and move the date around very quickly for this, and then we'll be able to see the other parts of the indicator. Let's get up to the current date. There we go. Let's give it the day before. If I pull that over to a swing low here, you can see that the VWAP will give us a wonderful confirmation and support and resistance line here, which is a little bit more up to date because we're actually using the swing low. As you can see, as price breaks above it, it works as support and resistance and could give us our exit if we're looking for an exit as price comes down and taps into it. Often hits into these areas where potentially price could revisit as well, so it could give you a little bit more confluence. So if I continue very quickly, we're going to keep going down here. We're going to go all the way down. As I said, I've added a couple of other indicators as well. I won't go through all of them. Added the day's highs, lows, for instance, also the kill zones. This is part of the smart money. You can add them onto the chart if you're interested in the kill zones. So that was a quick run through of the smart money concepts indicator that I've been building over the past year. Loads of great new opportunities in there. If you're looking for some of the exits and entries that you could possibly take, come over to Discord. You'll find the links to Patreon and everything else down in the description. I've got some really exciting videos coming out this week to do with ChatGPT and some of the inventions that we've been building here at David Tech. So keep an eye for those. Also, there's the giveaway for 100,000 subscribers for a iPhone. You can find the link and description for iPhone, iWatch, headphones, all of those great Apple products. Thanks to ByBit for everything that they do supporting our channel. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. You can add the indicator to your trading view. All of the description, like all of the links are in the description, like I said earlier. Have a great day. I'm going to leave you before my voice absolutely and completely gives up on me, and hopefully for Friday or during the week, I will have my voice back so I can share some more information with you guys. Take care, everybody. Keep safe, keep coding, trade like a boss, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye now. Take care.